Hey, everybody, welcome back for day 76 of 100 Days of Halloween. Yes, we are on day 76. I cannot believe we are in that final 30-day countdown. Wow, this has gone by so fast. Unbelievable. So, 100 Days of Halloween, what are we doing? Well, my lovely yarny friend and sister Ranee over at the Woolly Llama Shop had been discussing with several of us on a live that she wanted to do a very special project for the 100 Days of Halloween. And seeing as how it's so hot in the South, her brilliant idea was to make a blanket, but not just any ordinary blanket. This blanket was going to be done in little bite sized pieces or 6-inch by 6-inch, approximately granny squares, because we are hot down here in July when this whole thing started. And rather than have this big old blanket that's going to continually grow on top of you and it's still too hot, it was going to be easier to do these smaller bite sized pieces of these little squares with either a Halloween or fall theme motif, applique, colorway, design element, what have you. And so she had been scouring the interwebs, collected this big long list of all of these free patterns and tutorials to give to you guys on a daily basis if you wanted to participate. And she has found more. So the list is way longer than 100. Um, but what she's doing every day is she is drawing at random from her Jinx Jack-o'-lantern of joy to provide you guys with a free pattern or tutorial for a square, an applique, um, something of that effect with a fall or Halloween theme. And the I know she was dedicated in finding all of these, and then she's added more on top of that, because all of these things are so super cute. I wanted to join in solidarity. I had been wanting to make a blanket, and this was my chance because I had been too busy before. And I chose to go a little different route. Yes, I am using some of the patterns and tutorials that she pulls at random. Some of them I've done before she's even pulled them. However, I am finding some of my own and also going on inspiration from Ranee, as well as Nova, as well as Patricia, and we'll get into those two later. And you guys with your suggestions, comments, guesses on my squares from day to day, getting inspiration even out in the wild when I'm out amongst the peoples, doing, adulting stuff where I have to run errands, etc. And freehanding quite a bit, more so than I ever thought that I would. Um, I'm thinking that I may need to try and figure out patterns for these things I've already made at some point. But we also have some Yarny friends and sisters joining in. We have Nova over at Nova Gnome Creations. She is also making squares. However, she is not dropping a video every day for the 100 days. She is giving us a weekly ish update on the progress of her squares. And project wise, we have not been privy to that yet. We know that she is making wearables. We know what those wearables are going to be, but we will not be able to see the finished products until her 13 days of Halloween bash. I think I can't remember what she's calling it. Um, I'll have to write that down so I remember. She's got a special name, and then we will get to see the final reveal, which I cannot wait. And then we have Patricia over at the Yarny Cat Crochet, who could not commit to a blanket as well because she has a lot of other things going on. So she's been making um, all different kinds of things. She is surprising us when she drops a video, and a lot of times we don't even know what she's made. So far, the first item she made was a crossbody or what do they call it? Oh, there's another name for it. Purse for her cell phone, car keys, wallet, etc. when she's out and about doing fall things with her mom and her husband. And she then turned around and surprised us with a matching scarf. Yes, she did. And she has since then surprised us by making a little bat amigurumi. And I'm trying to remember what she's made a mushroom, which is fall themed. And she is in progress on a little critter that is dressed in Halloween costume. So I can't wait to see that when she's all done. And we do have some of you Yarny peeps that are joining in. So far, I've gotten one picture and email. Thank you, thank you. And what I'm going to do is, as we get closer to the end, maybe for the Halloween finale, even if our blankets aren't done yet, um, I will do a little montage of all of the pictures of all of the participants that have submitted pictures. I've had 2 or 3 people that have also posted their makes on my community tab. And so I will use those pictures in the little montage as well. And hopefully, because we are in spooky season now, we will get a bunch more pictures so that Randy and I can, put you guys in some video and let everybody see what you have been making. And Ranee wants to know, go over and check out Ranee. Let her know, if you haven't already, that you have been making the fall things, and let her see, because there is also a hashtag 100 Days of Halloween 2025 patch involved. And it is super cute. I've already gotten mine. So, yes. So if you've got pictures already or your projects are almost ready, don't forget to send us the pictures. You still have time um, for being included in a video because, like I said, I'm not sure how Rainie's doing hers, but I think I'm going to do mine as like a Halloween shebang thing. So when it comes to the 100 Days of Halloween, yes, I have been making a square a day. I am not drawing the theme that goes on the square at random. I am drawing my squares at random. I made a bunch of blanks of all different colors, colorways, all of that as the thing first started. And I ended up with this huge stack, and I put them ended up in a cardboard box because, yeah, shopping tote was not a good idea. It was too flimsy. They are in a box, and we are drawing in them at random every day. And if you are new here, I'm going to let you know, everybody, whenever I draw the new square for the following day, they are putting their guesses or suggestions in the comment section. And then I'm reading them before I reveal to you that day's square the following day. And sometimes um, I'll go in and I'm going to try and do it a little more because we're getting down to the end, and take a little bit of inspiration. And I have a lot of your inspiration written down. Unfortunately, I can't do them all. And some of them would be a huge undertaking, and there's no way I could get some of those ideas down on a square in just one day. But they are for future reference. I will keep that list. So we've already completed days 1 through 10, 11 through 20, 21 through 30, 31 through 40, 41 through 50, and 51 through 60, and then 61 through 70. Now we are working on 71 through 80. And what I'm doing, I'm marking mine in groups of 10, easier for me to keep figured out before they get added into my blanket. I am doing a video short and uploading it. So there's kind of a little review of those 10 squares before they get fed into my blanket. And if you are new and you do not know why I say fed into my blanket, well, there's kind of a lot of black kitties in my blanket. There could possibly be more. I don't know. We will have to find out. But let's get in to this group of 10 that we are working on right now. And as of today, we have done 6 of them. You'll see number 6 in this group. So let's start with day 71. I had just came back from vacation and realized I did not draw a square out at random before we left to have ready for me to get back into recording again because I pre-recorded for the entire time I was gone. So I had to do a square, and I ended up doing this square right here, which is called the Pumpkin Granny Square by Repeat Crafter Me. All of the information, if there's a pattern or a video tutorial, will be in the description box for that day's square. And if it happens to be something I freehanded, I will let you know so that you will know that at this point right now, there are no patterns. Maybe later, we will have to see. So yes, Repeat Crafter Me, the Pumpkin Granny Square. There is also a pattern for this available on Yarnspiration's website, for a free blanket pattern where it's a bunch of these squares, the same square, but I don't remember how many are used in the blanket. But you can just, if you just want the one square or just want to make the pumpkin, you can go check out hers, and it's on the Repeat Crafter Me website. So that was day 71. And then day 72, for day 72, we drew at random out of the Boo Box of Fate this cool square, which is called the Moonlight Cat Granny Square. And it is by Crocheted Bean. And basically, you start with a black circle, switch over to white for the moon, switch over to blue to square it off, add these little starry looking things, and you crochet 2 little triangles and sew them on for the ears, and then you give it some whiskers. And her pattern does not put any eyes or a nose or anything. You can if you want. I chose to leave it like this because I think it looks super cool. So yes, there's another black cat going into my blanket. So then for day 73 square that we drew this pumpkin pie pumpkin spice colored square, and I was trying to figure out what to put on it. And if you've been around a while, you guys know I had worked on, there was a certain group, it was like a set of little well, they weren't really appliques. She had made them for a little Halloween banner, but you can use them for appliques as I did. And it is by the Caffeinated Snail, and they are the ghost crochet patterns. And there is a set of 5. You had a Franken ghosty, which we did that one at the very beginning, and he was super darling. And then another one in the set is the pumpkin ghosty, and I made additional pumpkins to make it look like he's in a pumpkin patch. Then there was the witch ghosty, and we used that one, I think, during my vacation, if I'm not mistaken. And so that left 2 more. So I decided that I was going to use the vampire ghosty. And to me, they're little ghosties dressed up for trick or treating, and I think they're super cute. So that's what went on this pumpkin spice colored square. And then for day 74 square, we drew at random. I had made a bunch of squares in this Red Heart Super Saver jumbo stripes in the color Brights, the same yarn that I'm also joining on my squares with. And I used a whole skein, just kept going and making squares with it because none of the squares came out the same. I loved how the flow was going, and all the color changes were always different. And we've been leaving a lot of these blank because, for one, it breaks up a lot of the appliques that are on this blanket because there are a lot. And for 2, I have some appliques that I was working on that ended up being way too big for just one square. So I'm hoping that if I can get ones that are very similar, I can strategically place them to be able to add these appliques that are too large for one square and will take up 2. And so we intentionally left this one blank in anticipation of that. So that was day 74. And then for the square we drew at random for yesterday, it was this very wine colored burgundy color. And I was kind of infatuated with one of the random draw that Ranee did out of her Jinx Jack-o'-lantern of Joy. I can't remember if she drew, I think she drew it right before I went on vacation, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember exactly what day it was. It might have been while I was on vacation and I was trying to watch videos here and there as I had time, and I've been trying to play catch up since. And it was for a little applique called the Candy Corn Unicorn by Golden Lucy Crafts. So I did the little candy corn unicorn. I thought it looked really good on this colored background. Kind of makes the yellow and the orange pop. Um, and I thought it was too cute not to put it in there. I mean, come on, it's candy corn. And I know a lot of people say they hate candy corn. I love candy corn. Have to have it every year at Halloween time. Um, and an FYI, if you don't know, because you're new here, because I've said this before, if you eat a candy corn and a peanut at the same time, it tastes like a payday candy bar. So there we go. So that was the candy corn unicorn applique. And then yesterday, we drew at random this kind of midnight blue square right here. And I was pondering last night what to think of, what I could put on it and everything. And I was kind of going over my list of inspiration from you guys and trying to figure out what wouldn't be so time consuming that I couldn't get it done for today because I had a time sensitive project I had to work on last night. I was actually working on it all weekend because I kind of messed it up and had to frog about half of it. Oops. Yeah. So let's see what you guys suggested or guessed would go on the blue square for today. So Sam from Memphis Makes said, "Hi, Missy, late to the party, so won't guess as your next video soon to drop anyway." You are not late. I am late. You could have put in a guess or a suggestion. Darn it. So no guess from her today, but you will see. And then Ranee from the Woolly Llama Shop said scarecrow. And Teresa from Teresa's Handmade Gifts. Hi, Teresa. We haven't seen you in a while. Hey, hun. Love ya. I love that little ghosty one. It was so cute. Huge hugs and love to you, my dear sweet friend. Same to you, sweetheart. And I will be chatting with you soon. Now that I'm getting some things back on track. Patricia from Yarny Cat Crochet. Love the candy corn unicorn. Lisa from Lisa Knits said, "Hi, Missy." Hi, Lisa. And Amy from Hooked on Wishing basically is saying hi with her little emojis. So hi, Amy, as well. So we only had one guess, and that was Rainy, and she said scarecrow. But I did not do a scarecrow. There have been several of you who have guessed or suggested this one. And like I said, I've been writing these things down, and some of the things have multiple little check marks, but I cannot remember specifically everybody who has said these. I do remember two off the top of my head. I know that Sam has suggested this one and has really been wanting to see it, and Patricia as well. So, are you guys ready to see it? I'm actually kind of proud of this one. No, there was no pattern. I kind of searched the interwebs looking at pictures and trying to figure out how I was going to do it to take inspiration from it. And like I said, I'm really proud of this one. I probably spent a little more time on it than I should have, but I finally got it to look the way I wanted it before I even sewed it on my square. So remember, the square was blue. And what did I do for the square? And Sam, Patricia, and the rest of you guys who have suggested this that I can't remember everybody, please let me know if this meets your expectations because I'm kind of proud. Um, I did Dobby and his sock to be a free elf. I did. And look, he even has a 3D nose. He's got a nose. But yes, I did Dobby. What do you guys think? And his little thing ties right here. I worked hard on this. And the funny thing is I started off the base for the body Remember when I was trying to figure out how to do the mummy several weeks ago? And I had done, um, I actually had made this body first and was trying to figure out how to wrap it. And then I ended up having to change colors, do it in white because I ended up using the white 1/8 inch ribbon to wrap it so it wouldn't look awful. And that little body had been hanging out in my little cardboard box of appliques that either are done or not finished, and trying to figure out some of the things I started, not quite sure what they're going to turn into. But all I had to do was figure out how to do the ears and add a nose because we know his nose sticks out. And then I had to figure out how to do his little sack um, outfit. And then I had to figure out a sock. So there we go. So I ended up getting to repurpose this body that we couldn't use as a mummy. And I'm super proud of him. I absolutely love him. Brian kind of chastised me and said you should have wrote down the pattern. But like I tried to explain to him, when inspiration strikes and I'm trying to figure out something, I don't stop to write steps down because sometimes I'm frogging till I get it the way I want to. And I think I would be losing my momentum. So, yeah, we did Dobby with his sock. He's a free elf. So, Dobby will be going on the blanket. Um, there we go. That is day 76. So let's draw for day 77 and see where we at with what we will be working with this evening for tomorrow. So I don't even remember what all colors are left in here, honestly. So pretty much anything goes. Okay. So we are working with this. It's almost like a harvest yellow. Not quite gold. Well, maybe golden. It's more of a harvest yellow. And that's going to be the square for day 77. Hmm. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to put on this one. I have no unearthly idea. What do you guys think? Put your suggestions or guesses in the comment section and we will go over them tomorrow. And maybe if I get a chance this evening, I will sneak in there and see if any of your guesses are in there and what you guys are saying and see if it's anything that is doable. So day 77, this harvest golden yellow. Alrighty, guys. With that, I'm going to let you guys go. It's been fun. Go check out all my yarny friends and sisters that I have mentioned. They will always be linked in the description box. And also, go check out Neva. She is Ranee's cousin. She has a channel, but she has not been putting out videos for quite a while. People have missed her. She is back to putting out a daily video at this point, celebrating the I think Vlogtober or just the Halloween spooky season. And what she is doing to get inspiration for her project for every day is super fun. I love it. I have been enjoying her little videos that she's putting out every day so far. And I will link her in the description box as well. And if you don't know Neva, go check her out as well. The stuff she is making is super adorable. So with that, I'm going to let you guys go. I love you bunches and we will talk tomorrow. Bye for now.